To have a look on the set of reports, all you must do is navigate on the left panel towards the Reports section. Once you click on this, you would find the different sections typically showcasing the various reports which your project might be supporting. Of course, don't forget that in Xray the reports are supported based on the project template. There are several templates which you find in Xray versions. There are different sections: human, resource, finance, design, personal operations, legal, etc. So, depending on the template you have selected, you will have the set of reports available for you. Right now, we see a few sections here. We have DevOps reports, and we have generic Xray reports which are specific just to issue management. And then we do have forecast and management. Finally, the others which are coming from the app or the add-ons can also bring some specific reports for you. So, please look forward to them no matter which add-on you are talking about. Today, we'll be looking up just some simple reports to list the different entities within Xray, for example, the execution list and the test plan list. The main points made in all these reports are as follows. Simply list down the number of items like a filter, but also give you certain statistics and give you the freedom to customize it the way you want to list them. For an example, let's start with the first test report, which is a test execution list. A test execution list is a report where it showcases all the executions performed in the project by default, but it can be configured to display the information what you might be interested in. So, all you need to do to create or populate this report is click on this or scroll through the left side and click on the same report. Both would take you to the window where you can configure your criteria specific to yourself and populate the report. The very first criteria which you will find here is the information on the filters. Just click on this and you can define what project you want to pull the data from. If you have any specific components to target upon, etc., you can look forward to some saved filter. If you're looking forward to having the report only from a specific filter which you might have saved or anything else. For example, if someone is interested in learning more about a particular assignee, this can be set up. Here are the executions in the project, so you can just drop down here, look forward to that assignee, and you can just populate an execution list of that particular test engineer. Yes, you do get amazing options here. Or you can look forward to writing your own custom JQL as well to bring up the right set of data, right here. Of course, the filter is exactly what we're talking about JQL, but here it is about the saved filters. Here it is writing a query directly here. You don't have to waste your time going and saving a filter and then coming back here to populate the report. All you can do is write your QD directly. Anyways, let's go on our simple standard basis because we may not have all the criteria being fulfilled in our very simple dummy project. Let's click on Apply here, which remains on the project, and you have to click on the button here to generate the report. That means Xray does not populate a report. Directly it waits for your instructions, and according to your instructions it will generate a report at that moment. So, click on Generate Report and you would find the list of executions which we have done so far in our project. There are some standard columns which you get by default and pagination at the bottom. So, you have key, summary, fixed versions, if in case you have tagged revision, begin date, end date, environments in which they have been executed, if there are any defects associated with that. Because this is a failure, and a failure has a defect associated with this, and this is something interesting to see that execution reports can also tell you that how the defects have been logged and how many defects have been logged. Plus, this number is a hyperlink and allows you to jump to the defect directly. Also, if you want, you can customize your columns right here. If you would like to have any more columns by adding them or to remove some of the existing columns, you can look forward to organizing them. Additionally, if you would like to share this report with anyone internally within your organization, type out this link and share it with them, or go ahead and export this report to CSV format going back to the report section again. Looking forward to the next report which we might be really interested in is the test plan list. The test plan list, pretty much just like the test execution list, will list all the plans in our project. Again, the criteria would remain pretty much the same, that you can define your custom criteria to filter down the set of plans, but with that you also get some analysis and scope window where you could target some specific environments which you might be interested in. Right, test plan is a major container just like Epic in our Xray test management tool. So, you can define some test environment criteria and target on a particular environment to see what test plans have been done or what all activities put together, including test set and test executions. Tests can be brought together in one criterion itself. The other criteria pretty much remain the same what we saw in the previous report. Now, let's click on Generate Report, which will list me the test plans which we have. If you see here, we got just 2 test plans for a sample where we have a test plan for the Sprint 1 and another test plan for the interface testing. Just to add more team, you have your own way of defining the test plans. For an example, if you want, you can create separate test plans for each sprint which you organize and conduct, or you can even create test plans specific to the level. It completely depends on your need within the project. That would you like to have reports based on the levels of testing, or would you like to have the reports based on every single sprint? Whatever your expectations are, you can organize your test plans according to that, and it will return you the status with all the statistics. You can drop down and define the number of items to be seen in one page. You can define the columns. You can even export and share the same. Going back again, which is looking forward to the next report, and the next report which we have is test run list. Don't worry, I'm not skipping anything. I'll be coming back to this in our next tutorial. Click on test run list and this will list all the test runs which you have performed. Executions are a Xray issue type. But every issue type given, now we are talking about test runs, it is different than the execution. An execution can have multiple runs, different iterations, and we are talking about them here. So, criteria would pretty much be the same. But here, it is showcasing me the executions which have been executed, right? So, we have got some of the tests here in the test runs report here. You can see the results here right from the report, or you can even go back to Jira and look forward to them moreover. The test run results are basically showcasing you some critical information. For example, what execution was a part of it, like which execution was it a part of it? The environments in which it was executed. The test plan categorizing them, the type of test, the status executed by versions, revisions started, finish date and total time taken to perform them. If there are any defects, what is the status on them? If they are open, that will be categorizing it here, and the close will be categorized here. That means it's just not a report. It can give you a lot of support to let your management know what exactly the testing is doing and how testing is progressing. You can look forward to the details right from here by clicking on this View Details button and quickly see what exactly happened during the execution, which is internally a separate file which is populating all the information during the execution which you captured as a part of this expected result, the defect being logged, and every single step actual results. Alright, so that's good thing again, and I hope you find this helpful for all the test team, too. Add it up together to share it with the management. So, that was about the test runs list. Let's have a look on the next set of lists which we have. We have the test set lists which list all the created test sets. Again, the test set is something which puts multiple tests together at a time and, again, can have a scope, because a test set can be linked to a story, right? So, it can have a coverage measurement and you can define the environment. We look forward to having some versions, or you can even target a particular test plan, keeping it right straightforward. I'll just go default because we hardly have some data with us, and we find one test set here which was created for cycle 1 unit testing, and it had 3 tests under this. And the overall status is to do, that means under this test was not executed. I mean under this test set. These tests were not executed yet. Rest all pretty much remains in line. Finally, talking about one more report, which we have in the listing part, is the tests list. The one of the common things, which people look over to, is the list of all the tests, which you have in your repository. So, let's have a look here and what kind of criteria do we have. Is there anything different, which we can get as a very interesting report? Again, as tests have certainly different coverages, you can measure them through the latest in terms of the environment, or you can pull up even the versions, like define a version and pick up, OK. We're targeting only the tests, which are created for a release version. You can define your filters accordingly. You can pull up a test plan for a particular environment and define that, and let's go for looking at whatever we have. So, when you don't provide any criteria, it simply means that it will list everything you have, but of course with the status, with a kind of, understanding what kind of report it is, what kind of test it is, what's the status, and what's the testing status of it. So, to do, failed, passed, it's all just putting up together and we have all the, information line here. Just to confirm, if there's more than 10, you can shift this to 50 and you can see more than 10 at a time. Rest of all pretty much remains the same. And I hope this was all we had for the part 1 of the reports in Xray. I hope that was helpful, going to add value to your understanding about Xray, and would be helpful in letting your teammates, stakeholders, management know about your status of testing from time to time. Happy testing and see you next time again.